What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Waiting the Booth podcast. Just getting everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Everyone's day's going well, week's going well, weekend going well. I didn't do the episode yesterday just because it was kind of Jewish holiday yesterday, and was kind of busy with that, so nothing bad. That's why so it is today, not yesterday. Okay. All right, let's get started. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode. Let's get into it. So, today's Immaculate Grid: Mariners, Giants, 300 plus career home runs, A's, Brewers, and Tigers. Mariners and A's. Healy, random first baseman, played for both in like 2010s. 1%, I'll take that. Brewers, Mariners, Vogelbach work here. Excuse me. I don't think Mike Montgomery played for both. Brewers and Mariners. Ben Gamble, 0.8%. I'll take that. Tigers, Mariners. Didn't he technically start with Detroit? Yes, 5%. I will take that. A's, Giants. Who could I go here? Zito would fit, but I imagine he's going to be up there. Didn't Miguel Tejada play for the Giants for 1 year? Am I mixing up people? No, I'm right. 2%. I will take that. Giants, Brewers. I could go Will Smith, the reliever, though probably might be on the higher end. Brewers and Giants. I don't think Travis Shaw ever played for the Brewers. He randomly came up in a video I was watching today. That's why that came to mind. And he definitely did not have 300 career homers. Not a chance. Willie Adames has played for both. Oh. I thought he played for both. I guess not. Scratch that then. He's definitely played for Brewers because he was with the 18 Brewers in that whole Game 5 mess against Dodgers. Aguilar, no. VR, no. Kane, no. Ben Court, no. Lucroy, no. I'm running through random names. Let's go. I don't think Chili Davis played for both. I mean, just Giants. If only that was a 300 homer, because I don't even actually take the back. I don't know if Chili Davis fit. 300 homers. Brewers and Giants. Why can't I figure out someone who played for both Brewers and Giants? I'm going to come back to it. Tigers and Giants. Tigers, Giants. I don't think Mathewson or Hauser played for the opposite team, which Mathewson would be Tigers and Newhouser would be Giants for the opposite team because Hal Newhouser was Tigers, Chris Mathewson was Giants. Boo. Well, there's Justin Verlander, but that's gonna be dead obvious. I mean, he's back with the Tigers currently. Ooh. Oh. 2%, I will take that. Now back to Brewers. You know, I'll even come back to Brewers Giants. He's 300 plus career home runs. Any chance Jimmy Fox? He did 7%. I'll take that. Hank Greenberg for Tigers. Yes, 10%. I'll take that. Brewers 300 plus career home runs. I don't think he played enough, but actually he did play enough. 2%. I'll take that. Tills rarely scored 130. I am gonna try to get some. You know, at this point, it's a random spot. I'll just throw in the Will Smith reliever, just throwing someone. 1%, I will take that. Was not actually expecting it to be that low, to be honest. Total rare score 131. So top answers for each categories. Mariners A's at 42% is Ricky Henderson. I almost forgot he played for the Mariners. Brewers Mariners at 12%, Richie Sexton. That makes sense. Tigers Mariners at 17% is Fernando Rodney. A's Giants at 34% is Barry Zito. A's Brewers at 29% is Willie Adames. A's Giants Brewers. Giants Tigers 49%, as I would have predicted, Justin Verlander. A's 300 plus career home runs at 25% is Mark McGwire. Brewers 300 plus career home runs at 29% is Prince Fielder. And Tigers 300 plus career home runs 36% is Miggy. All of those make sense to be top answers. I'm actually going to switch to Statpad game. So today's category is hits. Let's see the target score. Target score is 299. Easy mode is where like they'll give you the season. You just gotta get the player that would fit. Non-easy mode, you'd have to guess the season. I just do easy mode because it take a lot longer for me to try to figure out if I have to figure out the season. Categories is Diamondbacks from 1980 to 2025. NL West from 2020 to 2025 at catcher. 2026 currently third baseman. A 2020 to 2025 shortstop in the AL West. And 1980 to 2025 Blue Jays. I'm actually curious, how high would Sean Green be from Blue Jays? 94th percentile, I will take that. Definitely some answers I would know of, but I'm not mad at that guess. Not mad at that at all. Well, he didn't really have like a long season with the Diamondbacks, so Diamondbacks did not exist until 1998, so that kind of makes that part irrelevant. Luis Gonzalez, I know, had that crazy homer year in 2001. Would that have resulted in hits? It's 206 most of the season, and it's not even the 2001 season. 2001 season is third. I was thinking it would be 2001 because that's when he hit like 54 home runs, but it's not. Interesting. I mean, I got the right player, so I'll take it. Fair enough. Third baseman currently, J-Ram. Bregman's definitely not up there for hits. He's starting to turn around, but not enough. Let's go by team. Orioles, I don't know who being, I doubt it. Red Sox, Caleb Durbin, heck no. Yankees, no. Rays, Junior Caminero might be up there. Blue Jays, Okamoto, no. White Sox, I want to say that's probably not going to be the guy. J-Ram, Tyro, Royals, Michael Garcia. I don't know if he's doing it in C. Twins, no chance. Astros, which is Correa, just got hurt, so definitely not Correa. I'm pretty sure it's third. Maybe like well, then again, Pena's at shorts, probably not. Angels, no, I doubt Moncada's leading near the top. A's, no. Mariners, no. Rangers, Josh Young, maybe. Braves, Austin Riley. Riley could be up there. Marlins, not a chance Connor Norby's up there. I don't think Vientos or Beatty are doing good enough to be like that high. Bregman, definitely not. Suarez isn't doing that well. Brewers, no. Pirates, Cardinals, no. Diamondbacks, no. I'm not doing that well. Rockies, no. Dodgers, Muncie, no. Padres, Manny, that could be up there. And then Giants. Do I go Caminero or do I go Austin Riley? I'm going to go Austin Riley. And not even up there. Kevin McGonigal. Wow. Okay, then. I don't know anymore. 2020 and 2025 catcher in the NL West. Will Smith is honestly like the only catcher I can imagine having crazy amount of hits in this division in the 2020s. If it's someone else, so be it. Hunter Goodman. I would have that high, but honestly, kudos to him. And then shortstop of the AL West in the 2020s. Corey Seager, Jacob Wilson, Jeremy Pena. No chance J.P. Crawford had any high hit years. Let's say Jacob Wilson. I know he had a good rookie year last year. No. IKF in 2021. Not what I would have thought. Okay, then. Not greatest day there. Not a horrible day. Target score was 299, and I got 708, so I definitely beat the target. Okay, so daily walk-off, I'm doing the Orioles and the Marlins, who are currently in a series. Categories are 2 110s, the infield and the outfield. Could be a starter or a bench player, but they'd have to be primarily in the infield or primarily outfield. 300 plus RBIs for the Orioles and 2-time All-Star with the Orioles. Category players: Brady Anderson, Chuck Estrada, Miguel Tejada, Corey Patterson, Nick Markakis, Rafael Palmeiro, Adam Jones, Cesar Torres, Cal Ripken Jr., Hoyt Wilhelm, Ty Wigginton, and Ron Hansen. Adam Jones, Markakis, Patterson, I would say. Let's submit this and see where this gets me. Wow, walk-off homer. I wasn't even expecting that to be all fully correct on first try. So, full correct answer for the Orioles. 2010 mainly played outfield. Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, Corey Patterson mainly played infield in 2010. Miguel Tejada, Cesar Sturz, Ty Wigginton. 300 plus RBIs with the Orioles. Brady Anderson, Rafael Palmeiro, Cal Ripken Jr., and two-time All-Star with the Orioles, two-plus-time All-Star with the Orioles, Wade Wilhelm, Chuck Estrada, and Ron Hansen. And then Marlins, same categories, just different players. Luis Castillo, Preston Wilson, Josh Johnson, Gabby Sanchez, Cody Ross, Chris Coughlin, Dan Uggla, Giancarlo Stanton, Derek Lee, Charles Johnson, Hanley Ramirez, and Gary Sheffield. Cody, Giancarlo, and Coughlin, I'm going to say outfield. Gabby, Hanley, and Uggla. And then let's honestly submit this and see where this gets me. And walk-off homer for both. I was definitely not expecting that. And how about that? Walk-off homer on both. Fair enough. Wow. Good day for me with my daily walk-off. So, full correct answers. 2010s mainly played outfield. Cody Ross, Giancarlo Stanton, Chris Coughlin. 2010 mainly played infield. Gabby Sanchez, Hanley Ramirez, Dan Uggla. 300-plus RBIs for the Marlins. Gary Sheffield, Preston Wilson, Derek Lee. And two-time plus All-Star with the Marlins. Charles Johnson, Luis Castillo, and Josh Johnson. So that is it for the daily games. And now for MLB weekly recap going into today's games, not including today's games, and then what's going on currently and games that will be starting later. One thing I wanted to mention off the bat, and this was like kind of an LOL moment that I'm just like, oh Lord. And I'm going to honestly find this tweet and show this to you from when I saw this. I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't blame him because it's like something that's not in his control. But like, when the Cubs are this injured up and down the roster, this is not the kind of injury you want to be having at all. And he's also officially on the IL. Great. As if it couldn't get any worse. See if I can find it. Here we go. This is the first thing posted about it. Like from John Boy Mia's Talking Baseball channel. As you can see this here, Matthew Boyd will be out for the foreseeable future after meniscus surgery, which is definitely rough, but it's kind of like out of the blue, like he hasn't really had an injured moment. And then this comes out per Jesse Rogers that it was while sitting down to play with his kids. And like, again, I can't really blame him because like it's with playing with kids, so that's like just a rare odd occurrence. But it's also just like that's the last thing the Cubs need right now is they're pitching to get more injured. No Boyd, Steele's having a rough time trying to get back. It's just like, oh Lord, I don't know anymore. Like the fact that they're even still doing this well, even with this gigantic mess, is something I just sit and wonder how is this still working out this way. And also, it doesn't help is you're right now facing the Reds in a crucial series, with the Reds being the team right behind you in the standings in the NL Central. So, really doesn't help there. Or technically, they've fallen back now behind the Cardinals, but like going into this series, the Reds were right behind them for first place. But yeah, I just am puzzled. Also, rest in peace to Yankees broadcaster John Sterling, who had retired after last year and passed away this week. Honestly, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I think he definitely up there for one of the best radio broadcasters in baseball. But yeah, passed away this week. Only a year after retirement. Or a year into retirement, not year after retirement. But either way, yeah, rough news in that realm. Okay, let's get into it. So from April 28th, Reds beat the Rockies 7-2. LA De La Cruz 2 stolen bases and 2-run homer in the 8th. Marks 10 homers and 8 stolen bases in 26 games this season, which makes him 7th player since 1989 with 10-plus homers and 8-plus stolen bases before team's 30th game of the season. Joining 2002 Vladimir Guerrero Sr., 1997 Larry Walker, 1996 Barry Bonds, 1999 Mo Vaughn, 1987 Eric Davis. I don't think that's supposed to be 1989, but let's just say since 1900. In 1922, Ken Williams. Mariners beat the Twins 7-1. Byron Buxton solo home run in the 5th and steal of second base in the 3rd. Marks his 18th career game with a home run and a stolen base at least, the second most in Twins/Senators history behind Torrey Hunter's 19. White Sox beat the Angels 5-2. Drew Romo's 2-homer game makes him 13th player in White Sox history to hit each of his first 2 career homers in the same game, joining July 31st, 2021, Seby Zavala, who had a 3-homer game in that game for him for his first 3 career homers, which I kind of vaguely remember, not really, but either way, yeah. Brewers beat the Diamondbacks 13-2. Ilmar Vargas leadoff single in the 8th, marks a 21-game hit streak, passing 2022 Pablo Sandoval, now tied with 1978 Steve Garvey for 4th longest such streak. He ended up getting it to trying to remember where it ended. 24 games, and so he passed Edgar Renteria for 3rd longest. Did not break the record, but ended at 24. As on Saturday, April 2nd. Yeah, that's when the streak ended in the series against the Cubs. But yeah, I got all the way got up to that part and then couldn't get further than that. Royals beat the A's 4-1. Nick Kurtz walk in the first, marks 17 straight games with a walk, which passes 1999 Chipper Jones, 1987 Jack Clark, 16, now tied with 2007 Barry Bonds and 2003 Nick Johnson for second most consecutive games with a walk in a single season since 1986. He ended up getting to trying to find where the streak ended for him. Because I know that streak did end. The Cubs just took the lead. All right. Streak ended at 20. So he ended up passing. So ended up in second with tied for second with 3 Barry Bonds behind first, 1940 behind 20 for longest since 1900, but ended on May 2nd. May 2nd ended 2 streaks, historical streaks, but yeah. So that streak also ended over this time period. And Marlins beat the Dodgers 2-1. Shohei Ohtani's .60 ERA in the first 5 starts this season is the 5th lowest ERA in the first 5 starts of the season in Dodgers history, since 1912, higher than 1981 and 85 Fernando Valenzuela's .20 and .21, 1972 Don Sutton, and 1926 Jesse Petty .57. That's it for April 28th. For April 29th, the Pirates beat the Cardinals 4-3. Just gonna get something set up for after I finish the podcast. So hold on 1 minute. Right here. Sorry about this. Okay. Sorry about that. Now we're good. J.J. Weatherholt's leadoff homer on the third pitch of the game marks 6-game extra base hit streak, which is at 23 years old makes him the youngest St. Louis Cardinal with a 6+ game such streak since 2003. Albert Pujols, longest for Cardinals, 23 or younger since 1900, is 7 by 2001 Albert Pujols and 1938 Enos Slaughter. Diamondbacks beat the Brewers, which it's just a Vargas streak. A's, that's just Nick Kurtz. So that's it for April 29th. For April 30th, no, there we go. Orioles beat the Astros 10-3. Jeremiah Jackson's grand slam homer in the seventh makes him 7th player in Orioles/St. Louis Browns history with 2 grand slams within the first 6 homers of a season, joining 2003 Brian Roberts, 2001 Jeff Conine, 1985 Fritz Connolly, 1984 Ken Singleton, 1975 Tommy Davis, and 1962 Bruce Robinson. Allowed with Adley Rutschman's grand slam in the 5th, marks 2 grand slams in the same game for Orioles, marking 8th game in Orioles/St. Louis Browns history to do so, first since September 11th, 2015. Phillies beat the Giants in Game 1. Beat the Giants in both games of doubleheader, 3-2 in Game 1, 6-5 in Game 2 in 10 innings. For Game 1, Schwarber's solo homer in the first is his 350th career homer in 1,321 games, which is the 7th fewest career games to 350 career homers, more than Aaron Judge's 1088, Mark McGwire's 1280, Juan Gonzalez 1298, Alex Rodriguez 1301, Harmon Kilber's 1319, Albert Pujols 1320, Justin Crawford's walk-off RBI single in the 9th makes him the second Philly with multiple walk-off RBIs at 22 or younger since 1976, joining Scott Rowland. Also makes him and Carl Crawford the second father-son set to have a walk-off RBI for the same manager since 1920. Both did under Don Mattingly, who's currently the interim manager for replacing Rob Thompson, who got fired, joining Gary and Darrell Ward for Lou Piniella. And then Game 2, where the Phillies won. Alec Boehm's walk-off sac fly in the 10th marks the first Phillies doubleheader with both walk-off wins being walk-off wins at July 24th, 1998. Last MLB team was April 28th, 2004 Pirates. Chase Sugar is the first pitcher to win both games of doubleheader since August 9th, 2002. Brian Dunsing, first for Philly since September 21st, 2002, Terry Adams. That's it for April 30th. For May 1st, sorry, I'm just tracking some of them. That's those streaks. White Sox beat the Padres 8-2. Munetaka Murakami's 3-run homer in the first and the second marks his 13th this season, marking third most hits in first 32 career games MLB history, behind 2017 Rhys Hoskins 16 and 2018-2019 Steve Aquino 14. He ended up getting it to 14 before he recorded a non-homer extra base hit against the Angels. Okay, sorry about that. Now that's set up for later. Colson Montgomery still homer in the 5th, marks 7th game this season where he and Munetaka Murakami homer in the same game. That's the most by any teammate duo in their team's first 35 games of a season in MLB history, passing 1994 Colorado Rockies Andres Galarraga, Ellis Burks, 1980 Philly Mike Schmidt, Greg Luzinski, and 1956 Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra. That's it for May 1st. For May 2nd, just want to do one last thing. Okay, now that's fully set. For May 2nd, Yankees beat the Orioles 9-4. Pete Alonso solo homer in the 4th marks 13th homer in 34 games against the Yankees. That's the most by any player in his first 34 games against the Yankees. Bellinger's 2-homer, 4-hit, 1 double game makes him the second Yankee to have 4+ hits at 3+ extra bases in a game, joining Aaron Judge on March 29th of last season. Pirates beat the Reds 17-7. Pirates' 7 straight walks in the second inning is tied for MLB record with August 28th, 1909 White Sox against the Washington Nationals in the second inning in a 6-4 win in Game 1 of a doubleheader, and May 25th, 1983 Atlanta Braves versus Pittsburgh Pirates in the third inning in a 6-0 win. First one was AL last time, and the other was NL. A tie. The 17 runs for the Pirates marks the 4th time in Pirates history to score 15+ runs multiple times in a season before their 35th game, joining 1898 4 times, 1894 and 1883 4 times. Royals beat the Mariners 3-2 in 10 innings. Emerson Hancock's 14 strikeouts on Randy Johnson Day, which apparently is officially Randy Johnson Day, making him the 7th pitcher in Seattle Mariners history to do so on Randy Johnson Day, joining Randy Johnson 22 times, Morton Livingston 6 times, George Kirby 2 times, Mike Moore, and King Felix. That's it for May 2nd. For May 3rd, the Pirates beat the Reds 1-0. The first time the Reds lost a 1 or 2 run difference game this season when they started 12-0. That's tied with the 1987 Brewers for the best start to a season in a game decided by 1 or 2 runs. Yankees beat the Orioles 11-3. Ben Rice's home on the first, and Aaron Judge already having 12 homers going into the game makes them the 5th teammates to get 12 plus homers before the team's first 35 games, joining 1995 Cleveland Manny Ramirez and Paul Sorrento, 1994 Colorado Mark Ellis Burks and Andres Galarraga, 1959 Milwaukee Braves Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, and 1956 Yankees Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra. Braves beat the Rockies 11-6. Braves 25-10 starts is their tied for 3rd best 35 game start to a season in Braves history, behind 1884 28-7 and 1892 and 1898. 1889, 26-9, and tied with 1879. Mickey Moniak's 2-homer game marked his 4th multi-homer game in the first 35 games of the season, which makes him tied for 2nd most multi-homer games in the team's first 35 games of the season, behind 1959 Harlem Killebrews 5, and tied with 2001 Carlos Delgado, 1976 Dave Kingman, 1969 Reggie Jackson, 1968 Frank Howard, 1964 Harlem Killebrew, and 1951 Gil Hodges. That's it for May 3rd. For May 4th, the Yankees beat the Orioles. Love the one. Aaron Judge's 2-run homer in the first is his 14th this season, his first 35 games in this season, which is tied for 3rd most homers in the Yankees' first 35 games of the season, behind 1956 Mickey Mantle 17 and 2007 A-Rod and 1926 Babe Ruth's 15, and tied with 2017 Aaron Judge, 1997 Tino Martinez, and 1928 and 30 Babe Ruth. This series marks the 2nd series in Yankees history with 4+ games where they won each game by 5+ runs, joining May 23rd to 26th, 1947 versus the Red Sox, and August 24th to 26th, 1939 at the St. Louis Browns, formerly now known as the Baltimore Orioles. White Sox beat, that's just streak ending, which ended up second longest since 1900, behind 55 Eddie Robinson's 15. That's it for April 4th. For May 4th, for May 5th, Cubs beat the Reds 3-2 in 10 innings, marks 13-game win streak at Wrigley Field for the Cubs, and 24 wins in the first 36 games of the season for the 3rd time in Cubs history since 1920. Most recently was 2016 when they last won the World Series. Rays beat the Blue Jays 4-3. Rays have allowed 3 runs or less in 12 straight games, tied for the longest streak in Rays history with 2014, ended up passing that as they won today's game 3-0. And Astros beat the Dodgers 2-1. Christian Walker solo home run in the second, his 30th homer versus the Dodgers in the first 95 career games versus the Dodgers, which is 2nd most behind Willie Mays' 36. Shohei Ohtani's 2.04 ERA. The first 20 starts with the Dodgers, which is the 3rd lowest ERA in the first 20 starts with the Dodgers since 1912, higher than 1915-16 Larry Cheney 1.37, and 1918 Burley Grimes 1.73, and higher than 1995 Hideo Nomo's 2.08. That is it. No slides for this week's episode of the podcast. As for standings update, not including today's games, and the Yankees first place at 25-11, followed by the 23-12 Rays, followed by the 16-20 Blue Jays, followed by the 16 and Orioles, followed by the 15-21 Red Sox. In the AL Central, the Guardians and Tigers tied for first place at 18-19, followed by the White Sox and Royals, both tied for 3rd place at 17-19, followed by the 16-20 Twins. In the AL West, the Braves in first place at 18-17, followed by the 17-20 Mariners, followed by the 16-19 Rangers, followed by the 15-22 Astros, followed by the 14-23 Angels. In the NL East, the Braves in first place at 26-11, followed by the 16-20 Phillies and Nationals and Marlins, followed by the 13-22 Mets. In the NL Central, the Cubs in first place at 24-12, followed by the 21-14 Cardinals, followed by the 20-16 Reds, followed by the 18-16 Brewers, followed by the 19-17 Pirates. And in the NL West, the Dodgers in first place at 22-14, also tied with Padres, followed by the 17-17 Diamondbacks, followed by the 14-22 Rockies and Giants. And then as for today's games, whether it's the games currently going on or the games that haven't started on final, the games currently going on, Cubs leads the Reds 2-1, bottom 2. A's leading the Phillies 3-1, mid 6. Nationals leading the Twins 3-2, top 6. Orioles leading the Marlins 5-3 through 5. Red Sox leading the Tigers 4-0 through 5, middle 5. Rangers leading the Yankees 4-0, top 4. 0-0 between Cleveland and Kansas City, bottom 2. As for the games that have gone final, Rays beat the Blue Jays to be franchise record for that streak, 3-0. Brewers beat the Cardinals 6-2. Dodgers beat the Astros 12-2. Padres beat the Giants 5-1. White Sox lost the Angels 8-2, and the Mariners beat the Braves 3-1. And as for the games that haven't started yet, which are only 2, Freddie Peralta against Michael Lorenzen for Mets Rockies at 9:20, and Pirates at Diamondbacks at 9:40. Paul Skeens against Michael Soroka. Also, I know this is not known for baseball, but since he did have association with a network that's involved in baseball, TBS's owner, which TBS does a lot of baseball games last a whole bunch of years, sometimes in the regular season, mostly for playoffs, passed away today. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like and subscribe on the notification for when I go live and I post a new video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, and hit notifications for notifying when I post on there. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see you next week's episode 212. Bye.